Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to What's on Tap, a great taste Eve special. This is normally What's on Tap is normally a Friday afternoon stream that yours truly uh comes out and talks about what taps that he is interested in and he wants y'all to see before y'all hit the road on the weekend for your weekend brewery travels. But this week is a special week because it is the Great Taste Eve week, y'all. The Great Taste Eve week is the week leading into the Great Taste of the Midwest, which is one of the best beer festivals ever known to man. Luckily, it is here in Madison, Wisconsin, where I am. I've been living for a bunch of years. This year, it is there's so what happens is the brewers come in, y'all, for the great taste. And not a couple years ago they started setting up these tap takeovers so y'all can we can go celebrate, have a good time the Friday night before. So they come in the night before, they drop off their beer and they go to their events. And we are here to highlight all those events. And so it started a couple years ago, it just used to be Fridays. Now it's pushed to Thursdays. And what I'm about to show you, it is now on two Wednesdays. I mean, is there any tonight? Because y'all are wild. We'll see here because we're about to pull up this wonderful list. But one of the features of on Tap Draw, this special is that I don't usually show my face during it because I want it to be about the beer and I want to accent the beer and I want everybody to focus on the beer. It's not about my face. But tonight we were going to, since it's a special, you're going to see my happy face. You're also going to see some guests that we have to talk about different aspects of the great taste that on Saturday. And then also, as I've put up here, the Great Taste Eve, y'all. So without further ado, let's get into this. So normally if y'all are fans of what's on tap, y'all know that again, I usually am not showing my face. And also, I go through really quickly around Wisconsin. So let's do that here. Let me make sure that I am. So yeah, so let's start with this lovely logo. I love the logo this year. I'm a space guy, so the space aspect this year is fun. We don't have unless y'all have seen it and I don't know. We don't have the glassware yet. So it's always interesting to see how they incorporate the glassware with the logo. But this is the logo. I think it's fun, but that's me. All right, y'all. So let's start with so number one, y'all. Actually, um let's do this before we do anything. So as y'all see at the bottom there, it's cut Find Every Great Taste event. I'm going to put up a QR code right now for y'all who are um actually watching us on the big screen. Because some of y'all do. We know those from our stats. You can hit the QR code up there to get to what I'm about to show you, which is the list of all the great tastes. It's on the links right there. Y'all see it, greattasteeve.org/great/taste/eve. Y'all know. Y'all can put that in. Or Google Great Taste Eve, and you'll come to this page here. And I will scroll this page really fast to show you really what we're dealing with. August 5th is tomorrow. So tomorrow we start at a kickback in Middleton. And that's the first one. It looks like it's the only one that is listed on the official list here. So I would suspect that that's the only one, but I would check tomorrow morning because you never know. Then on Thursday we start with which is an event that I will probably personally be at, probably a little bit later in the day, is the Great Taste at Lions Tail at Dexter's. The highlight here is the Bomb Pot Slushy. You see that, BJ? You see that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, we'll get to BJ in a second here. Sound check. We're gonna get to Chelsea here in a moment to talk about this one, but I can't go through them all, y'all. But I'm just gonna scroll here, and y'all gonna see. We got some darkness here. We got Central Waters at Lucille. I mean, it just goes on. We got Pilot Project. Is this Sheeps here? Did I just see Sheeps? Yeah, Sheeps is at the Cooper Tavern right under the Capitol up here. We got Three Floyds. I mean, it just goes on and on at the tap room. We got Stark Weather. We got Half Acre up. We got Up North is in town. We got Titletown. We got collaborations from Badger Beer Report. We have what is it? We have Youngblood doing. I I don't even know what Youngblood's doing. Luckily, Chelsea's here, and we can I don't even know what to say. What's going on over at Youngblood? Opening up new things, have collaborating with like everybody in the world. So we'll get to that. Let's see here. Back to where's my seem like this is why it's bad. I have to. Okay, so yeah. Oh look, I stopped on the Great Tasty Eve at Giant Jones. We'll get to that in later, but there will be the Badger Beer Port and Sunshine Brewing's beer there. McFleshman's at one of my favorite places to drink beer ever, the Malt House, and it goes on and on and on, yeah. So that link is down there. We can't spend. I would be here hours, literally going over that whole list. So we're not. We can't do that. We don't have time for that. But what we do have time is for the traditional. What's on tap? I'll go through a couple taps here. So we have Central Waters. It has a release. Timing tapping. Time tinned. Tinned. Is that tinned or timed? I'm confused. Anyway, they're actually respectfully, y'all know I love Central Waters, right? But this is kind of torturous, to be honest with you. This time typing thing. Like, what if I show up at 11 and I want the Elijah barrel? So I guess I got to come back. So there's that, y'all. Great taste. Again, you know why they do this? Because they can. And they're amazing, and they're barrel aged and they're great. So Central Waters Lucille, which has been a standard, y'all. Y'all know this. Working Draft is a lakefront. They did a little thing with lakefront, so you can get that at their pre party on Friday. That should be fun because it's lakefront. And then here it is. They got it's a Czech style special lager, and it's funny because someone asked in the comments what makes it special. And I'm like, didn't wasn't that question asked? Well, wasn't that question answered when we saw Working Draft and Lakefront did a beer? Yeah, that's why it's special, y'all. Okay, so that's easy. We got that one. Easy one down. I don't ever think these guys have ever collabed before, and they're just two amazing lager makers in the state. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. That's at Working Draft, and that'll be at Lakefront's big production tent that they have at the Great Taste every year. So this one is I just wanted to shout out our friends at Good Works, and I wanted to shout out our friends at there's a bunch here. We see Potosi there, and we see some out of state ones. We see Earth Rider. Shout out to Earth Rider. Shout out to Hillsboro. Also, we got Bells coming in. Ron guys from Ohio. Oh, look, things are going on, and I ain't even get to bust open my Schlitz. The Lake Louis Schlitz, y'all. So we have those going on. Check the details for that. New Glarus is taking over the pitch at Madison at Breeze Field, right across the street from the Badger Beer Reports. Two collaboration beers from Inventors and Deadbird are right across the street at Vintage. So y'all can hit the New Glarus and jump off. It would be remiss if I didn't say warn y'all that New Glarus always drops a big R&D this weekend. This weekend it's a creek, and I love creeks. I don't like cherries, but I love creeks. This is aged in Door County cherries, of course, and it's 9.1. If you like fruit sour beers, this is probably going to be amazing. And it doesn't look like it's going to be at that pitch, so you're going to have to go down to New Glarus, like I probably will on Friday, to grab it. There may be some next week, but I ain't guaranteeing that. Oh, well, here. So let me drop the widget here, so we can see. Oh yeah. So Half Acre is taking over 12 taps at the Muska Lounge. And that should be fun. And I think Sway's there too. And Sway was it last year, 2 years ago? And then cut over here, you can see Sway's over at the Mason Lounge too. I don't know if y'all saw Sway's what they bring into the Great Taste. Get there early because I'm telling you, let me look right into the camera and say, Sway is not going to leave the Great Taste with any beer. That is my prediction. So you see that list, y'all. I wish I had it. I don't have it. Please go look at it. Oh, actually, this is a great time for me to say, the app is out. I know that the Android's out. I'm not sure about the Apple one. Sorry, Apple, y'all. Not my problem. But no, it'll be out soon if it's not out. I saw some reports that it wasn't out, and that was only 4 hours ago, so I'm not sure. But y'all can actually. So yeah. So here is the information about the app. But yeah, go check Sway and get there early because I'm telling you, I've had like two of those beers on there, and they're just sensational. That watermelon thing joint that he's bringing is just really, really nice and crisp and fun. Watermelon beers are hard to, I think, for me, they're hard to nail. Our buddy and family member Garth here is doing North Pillar, which is one of our favorites here at Badger Beer Report. I know Joel loves them. We got Drecker and we got Old Irving. So we got really really hitting the Midwest here at Garth's. So it's the night before the taste, but I think you got to check that thing because they might be sneaking those beers in on Thursday. So if y'all want to maybe hit Garth's on Thursday and hit our beers on Friday, that's great. But there's gonna be some rare pours. There are gonna be people to talk to. Garth's always really good about he sells beer to y'all, right? But he's always good about bringing beer, sharing beers too. It's about the community over with Garth. So cheers to that. I didn't mean to do that. I did mean to do this though. So Garth, highlighting our family member Garth. So that's that. Oh, the McFleshmans are going to be at McFleshman's going to have a cask and a couple of their beers on tap. McFleshman's is another one that's probably going to be a hot bed at the taste. So if you could get into the malt house, and then you can come right up the street to the Badger Beer Report, up at Giant Jones if you want. But no, this starts at 6, and I think our friend Carrie's going to be there, so that'll be fun. And our of course our friend Bill is probably going to be there, but hopefully Bill is out running around getting some of these pours. Right? So there's that. So then real quick, let's highlight our collaborations. We're gonna have our collaboration with Sunshine Brewing and the Madison's Home Brewers and Tasters Guild, which puts on what, y'all? Oh yeah, the Great Taste of the Midwest. So that's our beer called the Stout. Where is that bad boy? Stout Blooded American. Where's that? There we go. This beer will be on tap at Delta Beer Co. It is a home brew recipe scaled up on Sunshine Brewing's brewing system. So it should be fun to see how this beer turned out. There was ranting and raving from the judges about this beer during that day. So that's gonna be it's gonna be a banger for y'all stout people who are like stouts can be drinking in the summer. There you go. It's right there for you. Supplied by your friends at the Badger Beer Report. So your friends at the Badger Beer Report will also be at the Great Taste Midwest Eve party for Giant Jones. We have guided flights with Jessica Jones. We got food from the Deliciouser, which is a banging food place in the same building, I think, or next one, something like that. Outdoor seating, outdoor games, and I told y'all about the special guest tap. That is us. Excellent. And lastly, we will be at. Well, I won't be at all these places at the same time, but I will be at all of them on Friday. Dead Bird Brewing, our collaboration beer, is gonna beat the nerdy beer, guys, on Saturday. I don't care where BJ is, he's all pacing in the green room. He can pace in the green room all he wants. He's gonna be pacing with his head down at like 6 o'clock on Saturday. But our beer will be there. So one of the fun things about this is, y'all, our beer will be there that we're putting up against Nerdy's beer, and we'll talk about that when he gets here. But one of the things that about Nerdy's beer is that it's going to be exclusive. So it's not even going to be out there they brewed a small, intimate, wonderful batch of beer to go up against their friends, the Badger Beer Report. So but that will not be out anywhere on the Great Taste Eve. You're gonna have to visit the tent, and we'll get to all that to get to nerdies. But our table beer will be here, and also our Turbo Tap beer will be here too. So, without further ado, y'all, I believe I've went through the ones that I wanted to go through to kind of like give. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Kind of wanted to give y'all and I, for people who are fans of the What's on Tap, like the four of you who watch me all the time on Fridays, we we are doing it like we do live on Friday. But now we're going to do something we've never done on Friday, which is bring on some guests to talk to y'all about this whole week. So we're going to stay in house first, y'all, and we're going to bring on the fabulous, great, wonderful contributor, host, and rep of Youngblood, among other beer brands. Her name, and happy belated birthday, Kelsey.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm
I
good.
mean, I
How are
saw
you?
you. I said on, like, unlike some people on Badger Beer Report, I did get your birthday on time.
You did.
So, but but I still want, we didn't talk and I didn't see you. So happy birthday. I hope it was a great one.
It was, I mean, I'm an adult. I went grocery shopping for my kids. But it was fine.
Right.
It was
Right.
laid back.
So there, I mean, you couldn't pick a better week to have a birthday in the beer industry, I think. I'm not sure. It's wild
Yeah,
out
I planned
there.
it this way.
Yeah, it's wild out there. But one of the things that is wild, that is the wildest, what your brewery specifically, the one that you rep, y'all doing a lot this week. What is going on over?
Sure
Well,
are.
apparently not just this week. Apparently, this year, because we got how many collaboration beers, and what is going on here, Chelsea?
So we have done 12 collaborations this year. As you can see, Lion's Tail, Atrium, Microphone, Revolution, Cruz Blanca, Jewel, Dimensional Brewing, Peace Pizzeria, Hot Butcher, 608 Brewing, Cocoon, and G5. It's a lot. And all 12 of these are going to be available both at DeForest and King Street. North Street only has 10 taps, so we had to cut a couple from there. But all of these will start pouring Thursday, specifically at DeForest. We're doing our sound check, our pre-party. We're opening early on Thursday. We'll be open at 12 o'clock instead of 3. So I'm super excited. It'll be a lot of fun. And then we're going to continue with Collabapalooza on Friday at King Street. We'll be opening at 11 a.m. instead of 3 or 12. And again, all of these are going to be up there. I actually really like the King Street pre-party because then you can just jump over a block over and go see Three Floyds and War Pigs, and then go up the road to Maduro and see Bells, and then go around the corner to the Seal. Like, we're all in like one block radius, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm currently drinking the Jewel collab that we have, which is a gluten-free watermelon and peach sour. It's delicious. So that'll be in cans in a couple weeks. We also will have our Lion's Tail collab, which is a tropical. There we go. The light snap doesn't work. Tropical sour, and then our Microphone, which is going to be a hazy pale ale. So those will all be available in the market in the coming weeks. So if you really like it at any of the tap rooms, you should look for those. Wherever you buy beer, we're pretty much in most places in the Wisconsin market. But I don't only represent Youngblood. I also represent Carbon 4 and Ale Asylum. And we're doing a pre-party for Carbon 4 on Friday. We're doing a beer and bingo. Tap room will be open at noon. 6 o'clock, we're going to start doing a bingo to benefit the Canadian Wildfire Relief. We're doing 4 beer releases that day. We'll be doing a new version of Supply Drop, which is our sour. This is going to be tropical, so it's passion fruit, mango, guava, and pineapple. We'll
Mm.
be releasing Disaster Artist. And then we'll have 2 beers that have never been released. One is the Long Root Lager. It's an amber lager that we made with Kernza. It's a sustainable perennial grain, and it's available only that Friday. It's the only time we're going to have it. It's not going to be at Great Taste. It's just that Friday. And then we're also debuting a hoppy hazy Kolsch. I'm going to try and say it. I might get yelled at. Rain Heiskabat.
Yeah. I'm not going to yell at you.
It's hazy. It's happy. So if you're looking for a place to go play some bingo on Friday night and raise some money and drop by, why not? There'll be plenty of fun prizes. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, before I let you go, let's get into. Listen, we did the work, right? What is Chelsea? So 2 questions here, and then we'll get you out. Number 1, how does a rep move around? Do you think you move around differently at a beer event than someone who's just a casual, if that makes sense? And then number 2, what are you looking for? What are you looking for on Saturday? What are you looking for? The hazies, the sours, something new? What's your angle? Because you know a lot about what's out there. So number 1, do you think you move differently at these things, given
I
your
think so.
your knowledge?
Yeah.
And then how does that look? And then number 2, what are we looking for specifically on Saturday?
So the fun thing with being a beer rep and being in this industry, we're all friends. Like we compete for lines and talk trash just like everybody else. But end of the day, we'll go have beer with each other and hang out. So Great Taste Eve is a chance for us to go see each other and drink beer and have a good time. It's kind of the same thing for Great Taste. We're usually in the grounds by 10 o'clock. By 11, we got to be set up. And 11 o'clock, we spend 2 hours just walking the grounds, going to other breweries and trying stuff out before everybody else comes in. And it's a good chance to, talk with brewers that we don't get to see very often. I can guarantee you I'll probably go and check out Earthrider and see how they're doing. I'll go check out, friends at Three Floyds War Pigs, hang out, go and check out Lakefront, all my friends in industry. Just say hi, see what they're pouring. If we're lucky, maybe we'll get a little especially pour before timed releases. But really, a lot of it is just we drink a lot of beer in the first place, so we just kind of want to just talk to each other first. And on days like Great Taste, I start off light because it is a long day. I mean, everyone starts drinking at 1, but we're there at 10, so I can guarantee you we're probably drinking a good 2-3 hours longer than everybody else is. So start off light, and then as the day goes on, maybe try a bigger, a couple 8%ers or 9%ers. I know we have a stout, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. But yeah, I'm excited. And by wait, I mean Badger Beer Report, not Blood.
Y'all don't do many stouts, not even in the winter.
No,
right.
We like our sours and our IPAs.
Sure, but when y'all do them, of course, they're big in flavor and all over the place and fun and wow, how is this? That was one of those. How is this going to work? Oh, it works. Beer places for me.
And I did want to shout out too, because we do have beer. We're pouring at Delta Lab. They'll be pouring our pineapple Demogorgon in the Upside Down, which is our pineapple upside down cake pastry sour. It's been a super popular one. When I talked to Bradley about it, he was super excited. So I'll be popping in there on Friday as well to say hi and drink more beer, because that's what Friday is all about.
Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know how you're gonna get a better list here. They're all Madison breweries, but look at that lineup, y'all. It's literally every one of them. Or mostly, and it's just a great list. So, all right, Chelsea, thank you.
Cool.
We will see you at where are you? You want to tell us where you think you'll be?
Thursday, I'll for sure be at the forest. Probably not the whole time for a good portion of the day, though. Friday, I'll probably start off at King Street. Stay there for a couple hours to say hi to everybody, and then kind of make my way around town and
Okay. All right.
crash
So
at the end of the night.
it's almost going to be like a Where's Chelsea kind of thing going on Friday. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. All right. So if y'all see it, take pictures, snap pictures,
Yeah,
and
please do.
yeah. All right. And give her suggestions for young blood names because they're running out, y'all. So anyway,
I have one coming out in Q4. I'm so excited. It's called Silly Goose on the Loose. Yeah, I have a beer theme coming out and the end of the year.
Cheers. And since y'all literally collab with everyone in the world, at some point y'all gotta come home. Let's go.
It's on the list. All
right. Listen, I want you, I, and Kyle in the IPA lab. That's what I want.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Let's go. All right. Thank you, Chelsea. We'll see you out and about this week. And we can always catch Chelsea on the Badger Beer Report Mix 6. And also, anywhere where there's Youngblood beer, she's probably been around. So,
very true. Very true.
All right, my friend. See you this week.
See ya.
Don't work too hard. Cheers.
Yeah, okay.
We've passed that point. We've all passed that point. So, this is all fun, though. And without further ado, it's time to move on to one of my newest friends in this industry. I've literally only known him. I've known who he was before, but I've only known him literally the calendar year of 26. It feels like him and I have been friends since high school. And I don't know. He's just a force to be reckoned with, in my opinion, in the craft beer industry, y'all. He's absolutely been around for a little bit, but he's been stepping out pretty hard lately if you follow the nerdy beer guys. So without further ado, I'm bringing on my friend and colleague and partner in crime, partner in business, all those things. BJ.
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You look great, and you were like drinking beer all weekend from 7 to 12, it felt like.
And still going.
What you got there?
Don't worry, Mom. I don't have a problem.
If Mom's watching,
I see my brother is for sure. But so this is the Das Fest beer.
Let's go.
That Doosterbeck's made that started this whole partnership with Das Fest because the son, the Doosterbeck's family, one of the sons is a very talented artist and he does all their can art, and he drew what he describes as a very generic German man and put it on the can, and oddly enough that sucker looks a lot like me. And so the lady Tammy who runs Das Fest just tagged me in it last year and just said, oh, little did he know he was the face of Das Fest, and it became a running joke. And then they invited me to like participate this year and be part of the whole event, and so that was 3 days of awesomeness. It was amazing. So yeah, you have to go there next year for sure.
All right, I know a guy, so I'm coming. I know a guy. What you want to do some tasty notes on that beer real quick before we move on to
Dude,
what we're here for?
So when it comes to German Pilsners, like a really nice, crisp, but also easy drinking, kind of refreshing beer, this is one of the best Pilsners I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that because the guy looks like me. I'm being totally serious that out of all the beers they had at Das Fest, like, Hofbrau stuff and like authentic German Oktoberfest beers, I kept drinking this one. I just kept going back to it. So I'll actually bring you some. I have some cans. I'll bring you some this weekend because I want you to try this. This is really good. Yeah, it's delicious.
That's cool. I got a very jealous co-host, so you got to bring two.
Is Joel on?
He is not.
Okay.
I think he's going to make an appearance, but
I'll totally bring some for him. Yeah.
Actually, he probably wants a Doosterbeck's hat and shirt more than anything, but whatever.
Dude, they make really, really good stuff.
That is one of my favorite spaces. I would say it's absolutely one of the without a doubt, it's one of the few destination farm breweries. And they're like 5 generations. It's idiotic. Like not idiotic, but it's like really, really, the history is idiotic. And just how they've morphed. This is really fun. So also what's really fun, BJ, is that you and I came together recently and we just had an idea about, a fun idea as far as like getting, promoting breweries that we like and
Yep.
also promoting craft beer and promoting the great taste. And that's why we're all here. Not that the great taste needs promotion, but there's still some people out there that are like, wait, what's the great taste? So like, and we know in the club, because I'm in the club, we know that there's still people out there, believe it or not, that are like, wait, what's this thing here? We've been around for, we as the club has been around for 30 years. This is one of my favorite logos.
I do have that one because at the end of the Great Taste last year, they put the table out and they had all the glasses from previous years.
Yeah.
Or prior year, and I grabbed that one specifically. I really like that glass.
Yeah, that's a fun one. And I just wanted you, before we get into it, I wanted you to comment on this.
Yes. Dude, as far as I love artwork, and we'll even talk more about that later with something else, but they launched this today and they released it, and this to me is like, I don't know, I love space themed stuff, but I also love that he has like his air pack on the back is the keg, and like it's feeding right into him. It's just a wonderful, wonderful artwork. That's like tattoo worthy type stuff to me. I like that style a lot.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I'll get it on my butt or something.
Well, yeah, and Space Geek, me, a Space Geek is just buying into this and just moving along. Like, we're not even caring about the details, because I saw some of y'all critiques and all that, and I'm like, you must not be a Space Geek nerd person, because like it just pops. Like, the second I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. Now, BJ, really the thing is, one of the lures about the whole Great Taste thing is the logo release. Also, the at the bottom, y'all, is the app release. Did you download your app?
Yes. So as far as this afternoon, the Apple one is not ready. The Android one did launch. And so a couple friends of mine who are going, they have the Android one. They're going through it and they're like, this looks great. Everything's working good. So I'm hoping by tomorrow the Apple one will be ready to go, because I like checking my list and
Right. And just so y'all know, it's been submitted and it's Apple. We're waiting on them, y'all. Yeah. So the club is waiting for them to go through their approval process. So that's why it's not like, you know what I mean? But we are all volunteer, y'all. No one, from what I know, gets paid. We pay the vendors, we pay all those things, right? But like there's no one getting paid, right? So we have to go at that pace. And again, first world problem, y'all. Relax. It'll be ready for Thursday. You'll have Thursday and Friday. Check off all your lists. And yes, it's wild because it's 200-ish breweries, and they're each bringing 10 beers. So it's a silly amount of things that are going on. So we're doing the best we can. But I believe the map is out there too. And I know the map is out there because no, not that. Because that. This is why we do. This is why I love doing live, because look, I can totally mess up, and y'all really generally don't care. So that's why I love doing live. So the nerdy Badger beer brawl, y'all. That's why DJ is here to talk about this. Let me remove this here real quick. And we're speaking of the map here, but look, this is where we're going to be, y'all. So you're going to come in. You're going to scream over to vendor 211 and 210. There's going to be a QR code right there. You're going to try Nerdy's beer first, I think, and then you try ours last. Okay, that's how we would prefer that y'all do it. Now, y'all can do what you want, but also make sure you get that little squig of water, that dead bird, or whoever's going to have, because Nerdy's going to talk about his beer, and then we'll talk about our beer. But they're going to be you're voting on the most summer smashable, summer crushable. Like, you want to sit out after you did the lawn, you grilled for your family. The brewers are coming on, right, BJ? You did all your honeydew lit. You cross off all that honeydew shit. Respectfully, sorry. And you're ready for the Brewers game. It's 85. Your feet are in that little tub, like Chris Drosner has. Chris Drosner has his little play tub that he sticks his feet in, and then You used to do this like a while ago, like take pictures. It was kind of weird, but it worked for Chris. But anyway, sorry, Chris. Chris Drosner, Beer Baron, taking strays on his own network, but whatever. Anyway, this is a crushable beer. So, Nerdy, your beer is going to be in that summer fun.
Yes.
Fruity?
A little bit. So we, I'll tell the story and I'll try to do it in a very quick manner, but.
We ain't going anywhere. Tell it.
We leaned into the whole 4th of July kind of vibe with the summer and it being, the 250th anniversary of the country and all that. And so the story goes back to high school for myself. And there was a particular teacher that, God, you know what? Even before I get into that, let me do this. Here we go. I used to be like a high school roadie for a high school band. These guys, these 4 guys were amazing. The band was called Sorry for Laughing. They were an amazing punk band. Like, they would give Blink 182 a run for their money back in the day. They were really good. And so the lead singer, Eric, had an issue with this one teacher. We'll just call him Mr. B. And he was, Eric would always flunk his class. He would always bomb his tests. And so he was like a social studies teacher, but he was very military driven. His whole thing was like, if you come out of high school as a guy, you need to go into the military. Like, that's how he believed it. And so they wrote a song called Borko's Bombs, Mr. B, Borko's Bombs. And it was about how Eric kept bombing the tests. So I love that song and I never forgot it. And it always stuck with me. But I ended up having a very large party in high school. They got busted by the cops and that teacher found out. And he told me, there's no career in drinking beer. You better figure out what you want to do with your life. And that actually did propel me and led me to getting into like filmmaking and all these different things that artistically that I got into college and then moved to LA and everything. But I never forgot that phrase. And it always kind of pissed me off in a way. Like, I wanted to prove him wrong that there is a career in drinking beer, So I took the whole concept of, the video entertainment stuff, and I started doing beer reviews, and I'm merging all this. And then when this idea came together to do this collab battle of the beers, I thought, what a fun throwback to everything to name this beer that we make after him. And I said, well, the song I loved was called Borko's Bomb, and so why not make a Borko's Bomb Pop? And so we did a Berliner Weiss bomb pop flavoring. So it's not your typical sour. It's not your typical sour, but it's still got that little bit of sour to it that's nice and not overbearing. And then it's got the subtle fruit notes to it that I really like. I keep going to visit Russ at Topsy Turvy just to try more because I just like it. And I know I should stop because we only have so much to give everybody.
Right. You can drink out of product.
But it's really good. And so we literally got the artwork back.
When I was live or something.
10 minutes before we got on this thing, the guy sent me. So it's my buddy. Whoa, who's talking? Who's that? Who's there? What was that?
Right, what are you seeing?
I don't know. I just heard somebody talking in it. I don't know who it was. Anyway, okay. Well, I'm gonna shut up.
You hearing ghosts or something?
So real quick. Oh, I think it's just a delay. Okay, there it is. I figured it out. All right. So, my buddy Tom from college is a graphic artist. Like, he's a graphic designer. He's very good. He's got a company called Oddity Creative that they, like, he makes all his own artwork. If you see any of that, like, that's his hand-drawn stuff, and he promotes businesses and everything. And so what he did is he took the concept of Borko's Bombs and the Bomb Pop, and he put it together, and this is the image for the beer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so he sent me the hand sketch of this first, and he was like, hey, what do you think of this? Is this, lining up with what you like, with what you want? I was like, dude, this is way beyond what I could have ever imagined. And then he said, okay, and I gave you an extra image.
Oh. Yeah.
So what's hilarious is this teacher actually lives like a couple blocks away from me, and I'm gonna try to like can one can and drop it off to. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But
please do that. Please.
Yeah.
Let's see that one more time, please.
Yeah, well, here, check this out.
No. I need to do that. What am I doing?
That's this hand sketch.
Ah.
And then, yeah, there's the. So there it is. Borko's Bomb Pop.
Yeah, and that's our so that's beautiful. And so for the record, y'all, that right there, the commenter he is our graphic design artist for Badger Report. He is the guy behind the maps. He's the guy behind. Yeah, he's the guy behind the maps. He's the guy behind this stuff. So, man, and I don't know if Joel is coming here soon.
Okay.
He might or might not have our graphic. It's done.
I would very much love to see it.
Actually, yeah, speaking, he shall appear. We'll let Joel get a little bit ready, but we'll bring him up right here soon. So our graphic designer thinks that your logo, well, the words speak for themselves there. So nerdy out in front with the logo game. So no, actually, Joel just got here. Can you show him what you saw, what he didn't before we bring him up here? Joel, you can see that. So, oh my God, that's so cool. Who is it? What is the image of the guy? What was is this a new inspiration on that, or is that you or?
No, so I sent him an actual picture of my teacher, and it's pretty freaking eerily similar. So I'm actually going to send this after I get off here. I'm going to send it to the guys who were in the band, and I'm going to let them know that this is all happening.
That's great. Listen, it's a battle and we want to win and all that, but like it is just great to see this story being told, if that makes sense, and like you being able to tell that story and using this collaboration as a vehicle. It's amazing. So shout out to you. Awesome. Again, just so it's not good enough to be ours. So without further ado, it's great. It's my colleague and friend and author of Flights Across America. He's coming up to 1,500 breweries in America, in 50 states. He is a prolific brewery visitor. He is probably one of my best friends in the world because I talk to him more than I talk to literally anybody else, BJ. That's my colleague, friend, knowledgeable of many things beer. And really, most importantly for this segment, y'all, all the things that Joel does, all the greatness about the man, love him. But he was really, BJ, the main pusher for our beer. So I don't even really want to. Yeah, he was in the recipe. He was in. Since from like when we're trying to do the style, he was there. You know what I mean? Like what kind of style? He was just pushing it all. Really in a great way. So I don't know. Sometimes there's too many chefs in the kitchen. Sometimes, right, BJ? Sometimes,
that's true.
You know what I mean? And like I trust. Listen, if you've been around the 1,400 breweries, I'm gonna gas my friend up a little bit before we bring him up. If you've been around the 1,400 breweries, I'm pretty sure that you're going to know a little bit about recipes and what goes and what you know what I mean? Like there's just nothing with that. There are this far profound things that could come from that much experience, if that makes sense. So when Joel has some kind of thing going, BJ, it's almost like I'm just gonna let the man roll. So we're gonna let the man roll now. I'm gonna stop talking. We're gonna bring on my friend and really more importantly for me, my colleague and esteemed colleague, director of brewery research and outreach. And
that's
like, yeah, I always forget it too. It's exquisite, and then I butcher it all the fucking time. So, it's just a mess, but we at least try over here at Badger Beer Report. But anyway, Joel Geyer, finally.
Wow, that was really long-winded, Greg.
You see how he has gratification. I'm a man up, and he's like, there.
Yeah, I like that was a lot. Yeah, I'm very honored. I
that's why
I do know we do have can art because our beer is being canned full batch, and we have all the can art and artwork. I just texted Nick. I felt bad. He got home from his first vacation in 3 years, literally today. So
yeah, so we ain't
he
giving Nick
said he was
anything.
maybe going to get it to me today.
Nah.
This was his first. Like I said, this is his first day back from vacation in 3 years. I'm not stressing about it. So
Right
we
Neither
will
am I.
have that if he gets back to me. He did just text me. He said he's actually checking in with the artist now, but if not, we will release that later, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Deadbird has really great artwork, and it's very consistent across their brand.
Cool.
So I'm very excited to see what they do with it.
So Joel, tell everybody about the name, because then that will give people envisions about what the logo is going to look like, and then really get into the recipe, because again, like I said, it's your baby.
Yeah. So shoreline picnic table. It's meant to exude the feeling of being out. It's a nice summer day, hanging out on the lakeside. For me, that means going fishing. But it means being on the shore of the lake, and you need something light, something easy that you don't have to think a whole lot about. And that's what I believe we have brewed with this session table beer, or an anklet, as what my friend Nick at Deadbird would call it. But we're calling it a table beer because that is a much more recognizable and approachable, style and name for folks. But this table beer is coming in well under 4%, or under 4%, 3.639, I think, something like that. One of those 3.6 or 3.9. Brewed. We wanted to do something very simplistic, which is why the table beer is extremely light. We used a yeast from our friends at the Yeast Bay here, and we did want to provide something that wouldn't necessarily add to a body of the beer, but that would add a little bit of something, to pique the interest still. And we wanted to do that by, really diving into the aromatics. And we, Nick has used Rishi tea, and why am I blanking of the name? Rishi tea and
chamomile.
Rishi tea and botanicals. Yes, chamomile is the specific what we're using, but the name is Rishi tea and botanicals is the name of the company here in Milwaukee. And yeah, we sat down. So when we finally decided on table beer, we we really sat and then got emailed the full list of options from Rishi. And I went through, I don't know how many dozens of them, because there was at least 50 or 60 minimum.
Nick dropped this like bomb on us. So we're like, oh my, and then Joel's like, dude, you got
obviously there was you could kind of tell, because we didn't really want anything that was like super tea focused, like heavy on the tea. Like that wasn't really what we were necessarily leaning towards. I kind of narrowed it down. I think I had like 10 or 8 or 10 or whatever that I initially put into a list with kind of some descriptions, mild descriptions. And we brought that in when Greg and I met with Nick, and I didn't know. I thought it was maybe going to take longer, but all it took was that one conversation, and we ended up slowly narrowing it down. I think we narrowed it down to 2 or 3 pretty quickly, and then we ended up settling on the golden chamomile blossoms from Rishi tea. So it's going to be very light, and it was added late. I actually got to taste the beer kind of towards the end of the process, but not at the end. It was before the yeast had crashed. So it was still kind of, it wasn't filtered and everything. It was before any of the botanicals were added. And so I can tell you right now, you're going to be very hard pressed to find any beer that has a lighter body than what it does. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, there's a lot of things that people factor into for when you're talking about what you want in a crushable, summer crushable beer. But I can tell you, after trying this, I was surprised at how light, like it tasted even lighter than like the 3.9 or whatever. Like in terms of how quickly and easily it went down. I am intrigued to see once once those botanicals are added, what kind of dynamic that adds to the experience in terms of how the aroma then will influence, obviously, the full aspect of the beer. Because again, we wanted to have a beer that was incredibly easy to drink, but that still had something going on in the background for the true like beer geeks, so that we weren't going to just shell out there some really crappy watery beer, essentially. So we wanted to have the depth. That's why we added. Obviously we got Nick from Yeast Bay. Yeah, we got 2 Nicks on this project, so it was hard. We had to keep track of both those guys. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I wanted to go and confirm because I think Mandarinia Bavaria hops. That's what it was. I couldn't remember the hops that we used. And then the name of the specific yeast strain from Yeast Bay was their Wallonian farmhouse yeast. Very delicate. It's hopefully still gonna have a tiny bit of that funk that you maybe get from a Belgian style. But yeah, I'm just I'm excited. Like I said, I tried it when on brew day I got to try the wort, and then I got to try it here pre yeast crash before any other things were added in. And now when I get to try the finished product, I'm just going to be ecstatic. Like it's going to be really fun to see the whole thing kind of come full circle. It's been a pleasure working with Nick, both Nicks, but especially Nick with Deadbird. He's been great throughout the whole process. And yeah, like I said, the only thing would be if he didn't take vacation right before Great Taste, which honestly is probably a great time for him to take a vacation. But I'm excited also to be able to show off the artwork. That's a good reason, though, if people, make sure that you're following all our social accounts, because when the time comes, we will be promoting that leading up. I'm sure Greg already covered this, but this beer will be at the, pre-taste on Friday at Vintage. Cool. It's just Vintage, right, Greg?
Just Vintage, buddy.
Just Vintage, yep. So that will also be able to be there for people to try it. And for people here in Milwaukee, this is a full run of the beer. And so you will be able to get it at the tap room and in cans after the fest. We're planning on hopefully doing a little small beer release celebration for the beer
that would be cool
in August. We'll talk more about that. But this is an opportunity. Several of our collabs have obviously only been kind of more limited in quantity. This is kind of the first one that you're going to be able to go and you can go buy a 4-pack of cans at the tap room to take home with you if you so choose.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So one of the things that jumped off at me really quick is, BJ, is and I just thought about this while we're doing this, is the transposition of styles. You couldn't, I wouldn't say get 2 different styles. I mean, they're going to be light, they're going to be, summery and all that. But like going into yours, we know what we want to taste.
Yes.
Going into ours,
I have no idea.
We don't know what's going on. So like, is that so like I think the crux of this is this. Whether y'all, it's almost about whether y'all nail that bomb pop or not.
Sure.
Because if y'all miss on that complexity of that bomb pop, that everybody has that preconceived notion in their head, you know what I mean? That's where your weakness in this whole battle is, in my opinion. Our weakness is the complete opposite, which is is this new thing, never been tried before? You know what I mean? Like no one, when you hear Joel describe the beer, outside of like the Belgian spice thing, it sounds like, wait, what's going on with this? So like the discovery of both of them is amazing, because the discovery of the bomb pop's like, oh, I know what I'm gonna get there. Give me that. Like, let's go. So like y'all have to execute. And over here it's like, wait, what is a table beer? What is an ankle? Who is the Badger Beer Report? What the hell is going on?
And I know one thing that we talked about too is that
that's our weakness.
A big part of it too is that the festival is a very different situation than if we were having these side by side in a tap room, because in a festival people all are also 100%. They're more willing to kind of be adventurous and be looking for the funky fun styles. I mean, I've seen there's several different candy and ice cream different. There's a beer at Great Taste that's a stout that was like rested on Pop-Tarts. Like there's a bunch of crazy stuff. Trust me, that's not even, I've got some real wacky things in my thing. No, we're not getting there yet. Okay, but I just want to make sure, essentially with like it being side by side, that is one of the things that if it's a little more, going the more approachable route versus going the more fun route, that's the other side of the coin. Is it's not so much just necessarily expected flavors versus kind of being, what type of slightly fruity kind of herbal kind of things are you going to get out of it? It's like, a much more simplistic thing versus a very fun, outgoing type of style, if that makes sense.
And I see it kind of differently too. I also see I honestly, looking at this, I think we have a higher ceiling. Because I think the expectations of yours, if that makes sense, are what they
set.
Are. The expectations, you know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. So like there's a level like how high y'all can get now. If y'all get to that thing, it could be consistently enough to go over what we're trying to do over here. Now over here, again, like I said, I think the discovery part leads to maybe a bigger boost, but it also could lead to, I don't know what y'all doing here, and I got my bomb pop there.
That's why I'm intrigued by this. Like, and the thing with it was categorically crushable. Like, because that was the rule, the goal. We took bomb pop, like Berliner Weiss, like you'll have sour, but not overbearing sour. You know what I mean? I know you guys know what I mean. But so the sour itself, which I'm not a sour person. I don't like sour beers typically. Because I can't handle when it like.
Okay.
But I've had so many from Youngblood specifically that blew my mind, and I was like, oh my god, I actually really like this. So it's kind of how I got introduced to IPAs. I was like, I hate IPAs, and now I can't. You give me a good hazy IPA, and I'm just gonna cuddle up all night with it. So. It's wild to see this, expectation mentally versus what can come out of creativity with beer. But this one, we went to make sure the balance of flavors were there. You can try each one, or you can taste each, the blue raspberry, the cherry, and the lime.
Okay.
But they are not overbearing, and not any of them really is taking the show. And like we dialed this in. It was hard. I was visiting Russ a lot, and we were doing little chemistry frickin' practice goes, and it was. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. Him and Sam, his assistant brewer, they're pumped about how it turned out, and I think because we did it in a subtle but still clarifiable way, people will be like, okay, that's the bomb pop I am expecting. But it's not overbearing where I can only have one and I don't want any more. Like that was the goal, is to make it drinkable. So that's hard. Like, so I hope we did it, and I really want to get your feedback, because I'll be honest, if your beer is better, like if I taste it and I'm like, oh shit, this is great, I'm gonna vote for you. Like I don't care. I will do that because I love beer, and so whoever wins. I am not competitive. Right. I know you guys are, but I just love beer.
Right.
Yeah, because I do think it comes down to how well ours is. Because if ours is executed where it has the flavor to go along with the crushability, that's going to be the key. Because obviously, like if crushability, if someone and someone's definition of crushability is also like, am I just going to drink one or two, or am I planning on having a 12-pack of these on the boat with me for the day? Like those are also two very different definitions.
Exactly.
Of crushability. But I'm also, because I'm a big Berliner Weiss fan. Just in terms of, and I actually think a simplistic, basic, 2-style Berliner Weiss is an incredibly crushable beer for me personally.
On its own, absolutely.
So that's where I, really lay. It's the adding of the flavors is really interesting. And I am very excited about trying the bomb pop. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think I am going to enjoy the beer. And obviously, we got somebody is you know what? The reason that we went with crushability, so that way people can go and sample it over and over and over again if necessary. So Caleb, you can just continue to get back in line. I'm, depending on it, I may just be hanging out at the Deadbird tent because again, I can drink the 3% beer.
That's
not
true.
Have to worry about it as much. Some of those, 13-14% barrel age things that they got flying around is a little bit different ball game.
there was a noon whistle one that was like, I don't know, 15%, and it was amazing. But oh boy, that's not crushable. That's dangerous. But
Yeah.
I have to check with Russ. I think it came in around like 5.5 to 6%, somewhere in there where ours landed. So it's not strong, but it's not.
Yeah, and ours is down to what, 3.6, Joel?
It says 3.6 on the app, but I thought Nick told me it ended up at 3.9. So it's somewhere between 3.6 and 3.9. I can tell you, according to the app,
hold on.
It said he has it at 4.5 on the Great Taste app, at least.
That don't sound right.
It's 4. Okay, I see 4.7 on Untapped. I was wrong. Okay, it did come down. That's good. I was concerned. Okay,
4.7.
4.7 is what it says on on Untapped.
Okay,
I don't have
5 was
Great Taste.
I was digging 5 actually.
No, but that's good. Then they're not too far off from each other. I mean, it's okay. Look, I went out and had a really great time with a very crushable beer, in my opinion, until after about 3 or 4 of them, I realized it was. You ever had Naked Threesome by Raised Grain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how strong that beer was.
There's a couple of those IPAs around here that are like that.
Yeah, I was done. And so I thought it was crushable until I was on the ground. So I should have done my homework. Dude, I love hazy.
Did you see that there's a 3% hazy at the festival?
Are you serious?
You might have to. Well, if you might make sure you're subscribed, because that's just one little teaser. I've got a whole list of stuff to keep track of. I've got 30 beers from 30 Wisconsin breweries that I'll be that I've already written about here. I'm actually looking at it right now, and that doesn't even include any of our collabs.
So before we get to that, or actually we got to it, why does StreamYard keep doing this to me? So in order to vote, y'all, look at this.
Yeah.
Joel, stop.
I didn't mean to.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is where we'll be, y'all. 2:11 to 10. You can see where the gate is where you come open. Actually, right by the gate, Joel and I will be there with inventors, and we'll be talking about that beer actually coming up here once we talk to BJ here. Actually, BJ, you can stick around if you want, but I wanted to highlight this. This is where we'll be, y'all. On Saturday, we'll put this out too. Before that, Nerdy will put it out too, and y'all can mark us up, save us in your app, all those things. I wanted to highlight this in an area where I've heard this more than once. Now, obviously, we are close to Caleb here at Badger Beer Report, but to see that even our friends are keeping it objective is fine, and that's what we want y'all to do. We don't want our Badger Beer Report people just to vote for us because we are wonderful and great. We got it. But that's not the reason to do it here. Y'all should be objective because we want the best to win and we want to reward the best. Now, we're all biased about what we're gonna, have here. But again, I good job by all of us to pick something that was it's gonna be interesting for the drinkers, right? It's not gonna be some bomb pop peach and bomb pop. You know what I mean? It's going to be something really different and abstract as we went to. So that is great. Can't say enough about that. Let me go through some comments here real quick, and then so someone close to DJ here is sad that she will not.
Aww.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody knows James, but shout out to James. Thank you. That's cool.
Hey, that's He's outside my house right now taking pictures of me doing this because he's my neighbor.
Oh, okay. A point of note. Judge for the summer mashup and personal friend Harry says that the Great Taste logos art is by Eric Peterson, a local artist and a friend. So
that
shout out to him.
Amazing, yes.
Shout out. Roast.
That's my brother.
Caleb saying hi. I don't know who Noah is, but hi Noah. Right back at you, Caleb. Yeah. Caleb's beer is going to be on at Delta and Giant Jones, y'all. Cheers, Jeff. Cheers, Jeff.
He's the one who does the mash paddle. He's painting the trophy.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's go. Which we will have soon, y'all. And apparently, there's a tease out there for y'all to go search for. Which
I'll show you the picture.
It's me, but okay. Here we go.
So this is here. That is Jeff. He airbrushed that whole backdrop there. He's a hell of an artist. What he does is he customizes shoes. So if you got a pair of Nikes, if you got a pair of whatever, and you want something customized on them, he airbrush paints them and does amazing stuff. So if you look up Kicks and Canvas 223, he has got amazing videos on the process of how he does every pair of shoes. There's like athletes that, get home runs and they're running bases and they're wearing his shoes. Like, he is a wicked talent. And I've just inducted him to be another nerdy beer guy. So yeah, he has no choice.
Let's go. That's excellent. We'll be hearing more about him because he's a sponsor of ours now that he has taken the unenviable job of making both of us happy about how it looks. But it's gonna be fun. But I don't know. The background and everything I know about Guy through you, it's going to be awesome. So that's great. We'll look for that once that's done this week, and also look for it at the Great Taste. It'll be there on display. So Nerdy, if you would like to, if you have to run, please.
Yeah, I thank you very much. I love doing these with you guys, and I'm gonna keep watching. But I'll let you guys do your thing. I'm excited to see you this weekend.
So you will. So for the record, your public appearances are just Saturday, right? You won't be up here. Will you be up here on Friday?
I think Russ and I can appear at Vintage on Friday, but we just won't have the beer available.
Oh, that's cool. That's
taste. So I will get to taste yours right away, which I'm really freaking excited about. And
there you go.
Saturday morning or Saturday right at noon. Like, I'll see you. I will see.
We'll have a nerdy beer appearance. Maybe you'll verify that on your social media, right? So keep looking at the social media. You'll know. But BJ, excellent, man. We'll see you definitely on Saturday.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Game time, man.
Joel, good to see you again.
Yep. Cheers, BJ.
Later.
Cheers. So let's drop BJ here. All right, Joel. So a couple things here, Joel, that we want to get to. We want to talk. Joel, I wanted to bring you up I just want to bring this up real quick. Bomb Pop is officially 4.5. Okay. JHG, our graphic designer, he said he cannot be here. JHG works remotely from us from the Virginia area, y'all. So there is that. There's more BBR trivia for you. Also some more BBR trivia for you here. Jeez, us. StreamYard. What are we doing? It is these two beers that were brewed for our anniversary, our 6th anniversary, out at Inventors Brew Pub in Port Washington. We have this beer, which is the Laminaire Flow. This is a Turbo Tap tribute beer. It is a Wisconsin. We're calling it a Wisconsin Pilsner, right? Is that what we call it, Joe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's all Wisconsin ingredients.
Wisconsin, baby.
And it is a wonderfully light, crisp Pilsner. Like, y'all know your Pilsners. It really isn't going to be like, respectfully, you're not going to get blown away. How often do you get blown away by a Pilsner, right? But what you want out of a Pilsner is drinkability, right, Joel? You want it to be pretty much, like everybody, when you drink a Pilsner, right, Joel, you want it to kind of just taste like the same other Pilsners, right? You want it to be crisp. But this one has a lighter feel to it. And for me, and again, the whole accent idea about Wisconsin is great now. So if y'all followed along, we had our 6th anniversary party on Friday, and between our production, Joel outputted a side video, and you had to see it like this. So our crack video people made it right. So if you go out there now, you can see the whole clip. You can see the whole presentation that we have for our birthday. You can also see the full clip of Matt Yunkels talking about the inspiration for the Turbo Tap and all that. This is a Wisconsin, this is living history right here because It was, the quick story goes, it was inspired at the UW Terrace, and they were tired of waiting in line. So these guys went and built a better tap. And then that it got, it's in places like the United Center now, and Wrigley Field, and I think Soldier Field, and it's just an innovation that makes not only, Joel, right, it makes the beer go faster, but it also saves, right?
Yeah. Yep. I believe it helps save with the waste and everything. I mean, yeah, I just think it's a perfect beer to tribute this type of invention. I mean, in terms of like a beer that's being poured quicker for, college venues, sporting venues. I really enjoyed this beer a lot. I don't know if you saw, I'm with Caleb. I can be blown away by Pilsner. But I do agree with you that this is not what we were talking about with like the bomb pop sour. I think that's what you were getting at. Like if you have this at Great Taste, this is not going to be a, some insane concoction that you're going to find, but it is going to be a really good beer. And if you're out and about at Vintage, this is another great beer to order. Just really tasty. You can have multiple of them. I did on Friday. So yeah,
they were going
down.
It was
very
like
good.
They were going
very good
down, y'all. Actually, really, Joel, that could be our entry for next year's Summer Crushable. Really, this one, because it just was going down really easy. And it's just, again, right at the front gate, y'all. So I don't have that graphic, but Inventors is right at the front. Joel and I will be positioned there when all of y'all come in to be screaming to say, "Hey, come and drink the laminar flow." It's inspired by Madison. It's basically made in Madison, y'all. Doesn't get any more Wisconsin than this beer. So we're really proud of it. Shout out to Trevor for that. So yeah, and then we made a small batch beer, Joel, that we did. Williams malted pastry stout. We did a small stout to tribute malted milk, right, Joel?
Yes, correct. Yep, this was in honor of William Horlick, who got the patent for malted milk down in the Racine area. Obviously, it's a big name down there. I think I've said before, there's a whole high school named after him down there. And so malted milk is one of my favorite things to put on ice cream or have a malt itself. And so this was, fun. It ended up being a bigger beer than I think we may have anticipated. This puppy comes in at 11.3%. So just a warning, because like we said, we're right by the entrance. If you pop in here and you start down in that one right to begin your day, just, make sure to kind of maybe mix in the Pilsner a little bit, because this is a hefty boy, big, dark notes and everything. So, just it was a fun, another fun project. It was really a yin and yang type of thing for our anniversary to do like the bigger batch Pilsner, and then have kind of the more out there experimental, I would say for sure, type of pastry dessert stout type of thing.
And I'm pretty sure we're planning to have some I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some malted milk crushed up we could put it on your glass, y'all, so you could have that little,
so shout out to Trevor. He had that prepared for this past Friday, and boy, oh boy, that really added a good dynamic to that. I really enjoyed having that on my glass. That was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And so you can get that. You can only get the malted milk at Great Taste and really fast in Port Washington. In fact, you should probably go tomorrow because it's a small batch, not going to be around. Whereas the laminar, it will be around for a while. So you'll be able to get that at Port Washington. You'll be able to get that on Friday. You'll be able to get that at the Great Taste. It should last the whole day. I don't see us, going anywhere. It's a beer that tastes like beer, so it's just a great one to start. And yeah, like Joe said, probably have a little bit of the Horlick, but don't go crazy on that early, y'all. Okay. If they, sometimes you start hard and then ease the rest of the way. So y'all gonna go either way. That is going on. So also we have to talk about we have the brewer here in attendance, but this is where you're going to find the Stout Blooded American, which is the homebrew scaled up Sunshine Brewing. It's at vendor 111 there. So right around the corner from our other collaborations.
Yeah, Deadbird and Tops. He's right around there. You can see him in the 200 tent there.
Absolutely. So, Joel, really interesting how. Let's talk about this before we start to wrap up here. I can actually let you go, and then I can wrap up if you need to go. But let's talk about this interesting dynamic of the collaboration beers that we have. So we have a very drinkable Pilsner, and we have a big ass stout. Respectfully, sorry for that. And we also have a medium stout, Joel, and we have one of the lightest beers on that app. So what's going on, Joe? How do we get here really quick? I mean, I guess it's all different, right? But it's a fun profile looking at two stouts though.
Yeah, well, and I mean, and obviously when we were doing this initially, we at one point thought for the homebrew that we were going to be picking a lighter summer style.
Yeah, well.
But then we ended up with going for the best beer, and the best beer was Daniel's American Stout. I had it. It is though a stout that is very much. It's not like when we were talking before about our big, beefy, malted pastry stout. This is a true to style American stout that somehow manages to blend being a lighter body, like a much more relaxed, easy drinking feel for a stout, but it still packs in all the roasty, toasted, chocolate elements, on the aroma, on the flavor, from what you would anticipate from a stout that maybe bolsters a little bit heavier. And it does come in at like 6.3, I think. Percent. But honestly, honest to God, I think it drinks even light. To me, when I had it, at least, and we'll see how it comes out. Obviously, when you go from a homebrew batch to a full production batch, things get tweaked a little bit. But when I had it, the body it even went down like lighter than what I would think a 6.3 is. Yeah, that's just a really fun beer. And obviously we also have a contest. Here, look at that. We got Caleb. He said it is true to Daniel's recipe. So I am 6.2%. He's right there in the comments. Thanks, Caleb, for confirming that. I mean, even though this was the collab that I obviously had the least to do with, I was at the last table, but I wasn't determining part of really any of this specific beer. I am just as excited to try this again. It was I really enjoyed it, and I only got a dinky little taste of it. So now we'll be able to have a little bit more. I wish I could be in Madison Friday night so that I could have a full pint.
I can't.
But I'm really excited. I'm sure that Caleb did an awesome job with it. I'm looking forward to it. And making sure to shout out Sunshine. Like I said, we'll be at Inventors first, and then it's kind of nice that our other two are kind of right next to each other, bouncing back and forth. We'll obviously be around the whole festival grounds at different points, but it is nice to have Sunshine and Deadbird right there next to each other, or not right next to each other, but certainly close enough that I could throw a rock at each other. If one of us is at the other one, we can throw a rock. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. We obviously have the tent numbers there. Everybody, maybe try to make a plan to try to get to these ones early, just because obviously, as everyone knows, you can have a plan going into Great Taste, and by halfway through, that plan has usually gone awry, and it's just then a, wandering and finding what's good kind of situation. But no matter what, we're just looking forward to having everybody try these beers. That's for sure.
I'll show that comment in a second, but I love the phrase. To me, the phrase is "you have a plan until you get punched in the mouth," kind of.
Yeah.
Thing, right.
Yeah. I got all the things marked in the app, and it's just
what's Caleb saying here?
He tried the beer during fermentation, but it was packaged. It was out of state package. So this is gonna be the first time he tries the final product. So we're all. I won't get to be there Friday, but you guys on Friday will get to be.
Yeah, and from what I know, talking to Caleb earlier today, his first try will be at the Great Taste because that's his first public appearance. My man is working hard this week at his day job, so he won't be able to make it out. But you will see him at the Great Taste. We'll be there with him. I'm pretty sure Dan will be there pouring at some point. But of course, Dan wants to, everybody wants to enjoy the fest, so you'll be able to see Dan there for a bit, I'm sure. And you'll be able to see Caleb there a bit, I'm sure. You'll be able to see Joel and I there. But Joel and I are going to be Where's Waldo? Because not only are we going to be at our booth, we got a lot. Joel, this is the time. Joel wants to talk about what he's trying to, and luckily we get in because we're media people, so we get in earlier. So Joel, you can get to what have you been obsessing over this afternoon?
Oh,
I wouldn't say obsessing, but my words, not yours.
whenever Great Taste the app finally updates and all the beers and everything are posted, I mean it's so much fun to go through that and to see what everybody's bringing, and obviously within the not necessarily confines, because obviously we'll probably try stuff from out of state, but in terms of our coverage, and obviously the relationships that we build, we really specialize in Wisconsin breweries, and I went through. And aside from our 4 beers, so not including those, I have put together kind of a Great Taste preview where I have 6 categories, and then I have 5 beers kind of within each category, and each beer is from a different Wisconsin brewery. So it is 30 beers from 30 Wisconsin breweries across different categories. I can say my categories. I've got one for hopheads, one for lagers, one for all sorts of barrel-aged treats, one for sours, one for funkadelic, like funky, like Saison farmhouse stuff, and one for what I'm simply saying is, what is that? And it says, for those who are seeking out the weird explicit. So I have, a lot of fun little write-ups about, not write-ups, but I have little blurbs about each one. Right now I've got it here ready for the newsletter that goes out on Thursday. We may post it earlier on Patreon.
Well, yeah, I was gonna. If you don't mind me jumping in here, let me jump in here.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we've been doing since our anniversary, we've been giving away a free month of Patreon, right?
Yeah.
So everything we're about to say, y'all can have for free. Just do the thing here, the QR code, or go to Google Badger Beer Report.
There's a link on our Facebook, one of our Facebook posts too.
There's all kinds of ways to find this. Is my point. You can put it in. You can go to our website. You can go to any of our things. Anyway, what we're about to say, y'all can get for free. But we didn't. This is a little bit ball out here, y'all, in the open. But no, Joel's going to release that. If you get the newsletter, you'll get it tomorrow. If you don't, it'll be out. I'm sorry, it'll be out Thursday. If you don't. Actually, it'll be out in the newsletter Thursday. We might actually publish it tomorrow, so you'll be able to get it. And then on Friday, y'all, we will release it to the public so everybody can see. You can have enough time to do all that and do that. So by Friday, it'll be in the public, but y'all can get it for free right now.
And the rest of the newsletter
right now, right? Well, Joel will put it out there tomorrow or the newsletter or whenever. Either way, it's going to be out before that, and it's already. And then we're going to have yeah, so there's that. Anything else about Patreon, Joe, while we're here?
Well, how about this? How about tomorrow I will also be posting the most recent flight school video that has been prepared, and I've been kind of sitting, and I will be posting that tomorrow. So again, free month of Patreon, you can sign up. There's no, cost, like not gonna like hidden charges or anything like that. It is a free gift to us. We're able to do that, or free gift from us. And yeah, I'll post a flight school video where I sit down with a brewer and we, talk through 4 different beers. Then, I know that we have multiple different articles that you have posted recently. And I'll have some, going out tomorrow as well with the Great Taste preview. You'll have the newsletter coming. If you sign up for a month, that means you'll get, depending on the day, 4, maybe 5, but for sure 4 newsletters. This week's newsletter is a little bit different because it is kind of the Great Taste preview is pretty long. I already sent it to Greg, so I have cut out some of the normal parts of the newsletter, like the brewery of the week, and some additional news things. But you will get 4 newsletters to your inbox every Thursday afternoon. And yeah, I mean, it's the easiest way to support us, even if it's not monetarily, is just by, supporting us on Patreon this month with the free gift and being part of the Badger Beer Report world, essentially, and getting to be, dive in. And you can let me know if you hate the newsletter, if you think, what I'm missing, what you would like to, see more of or less of. But yeah, like I said, this week is a little bit of a special one. I've got the beers the breweries. I've got what vendor tent number they are, little blurbs about each one. So yeah, I mean, I can give you. I'll give one. I mentioned the Pop-Tart beer. I actually don't even know if I put that one on here.
What about the? Can I say one?
The Brewing Project one. Yeah, because we're to so the Brewing Project vendor 515 Chomp Chomp carrot cake. And I just pretty much said, I pretty much wrote down on a couple of the weird ones. I kind of just wanted to write down, like, this is what they say this beer is. And I'm just going to let you marinate in it a little bit. I just wrote carrot, spice, and cream. And then I wrote what they put is a pastry style carrot cake inspired beer. And I said, I mean, sure, why not? It doesn't, I guess it wouldn't be sour, but it just says pastry beer. Doesn't say pastry. It doesn't give a specific. It just is carrot beer, carrot cake pastry beer.
Yeah, it just better taste like carrot cake. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
it really is
one of your 5 crazy beers.
All right. And then you're going to be popping up on TikTok. Y'all follow us on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Joel's going to do some TikTok exclusives on this. So there's that. Joel, I'm wrapping it up here.
Yep.
So then I do want to do a couple more plugs here, or one plug. I see a lot of new people here. I wanted to let y'all know we do a brewery report. Joel and I get together once a month recently, but it can be multiple times a month if the news directs us to do that. And it's usually actually in the spring and the fall that like most closings and openings happen, which is, well, maybe not, but you know what I'm saying, y'all. So the brewery report happens here on Tuesdays once a month. Please go over to YouTube and subscribe. We have more people in watching this video tonight that subscribe our YouTube channel. So I know y'all there. Subscribe and you can get alerts when the brewery report goes. This is the biggest and I think baddest thing that we do at the brewery report or at the Badger Beer Report currently. Tracking all the openings, tracking all the closings, and all the big happenings in your Wisconsin beer scene. And lastly, and certainly not least, on Sunday, Mr. Chris Drosner, Wisconsin Beer Baron, will make an appearance on Badger Beer Report. We are the only entity that has his beer knowledge on display when it's on display. He's no longer the Wisconsin, well, he's still the Wisconsin Beer Baron, but he's no longer with the Wisconsin State Journal. And he does some things with his Milwaukee magazine, but mostly when he pops up for beer now, it is here. So this recap will be in the afternoon. Joel, you're not going to be able to make this one, are you?
Unfortunately, I actually thought I was going to be able to, but a change in our travel plans. I will be on the road Sunday afternoon. So
okay, we do reserve the right though to come on and do a special brewery report on Tuesday if Joel has so much built up that he wants to talk about it. But also, probably if we don't go on Tuesday, you're probably going to see Joel write something up on Patreon.
Oh yeah, that newsletter.
Which again, y'all can get for free right now. So so you can get all that. We'll see. I've been trying to talk to Joel about Tuesday, but dad life. We got to see if Dad Life will cooperate. But if not, Joel will be here. We'll do something on Tuesday. If not, y'all, you can definitely get the recap of Chris Drosner, Wisconsin Beer Baron live, his things. And normally, y'all know, like in years past, y'all would wait for his column to come out on Monday because I know I did. So y'all can get Chris's takes immediately Sunday afternoon. The time you're gonna have to check. Because I don't think Chris and I confirmed. I think he wanted to go at 4, so it's kind of a mid-afternoon kind of thing, but it'll be fun. And you never know what other Badger Beer Report people are going to show up besides me and Chris, but it should be fun. And on that note, we are going to close this wonderful big 1.5 hour special. Wow, this is probably one of the most attended live streams, Joel, that we've ever done. You see those numbers. And we've done a really good job as far as wrapping up this big whole great taste thing. And Joel, any last? I know your catchphrase we'll get, but any last words on what we're looking at this week as far as just beer Christmas is what we call it at the club? Any final thoughts on?
Yeah, I got a lot of last words, and you're gonna have to go get the free Patreon to hear them.
Oh,
so
look at that. So
whether it's where you are living or where you're visiting, be sure to drink local everywhere. Cheers, everybody.